And just following up on that, Terry, we appreciate that you have reached out, that the county has and that Terry's company has, because, and we get that, we read that well. We really appreciate the fact that you've invited us to ask questions and to really get into the details of the planning, because that's really the tough stuff to do.
Yeah.
And to make sure that we don't have any unintended consequences or something that we didn't intend to do that, but that's what's happening. And so we want to be really cautious about that. So we appreciate your openness to invite questions, to ask for suggestions. And that's the way I'm approaching this, and I appreciate that I can look at this memorandum of understanding and tweak that a bit before we get it out to the cities and the private people, because it's really important that we keep this going. I appreciate you use the word collaborative, and it very much is that, and we feel that and we get it, so we really want to cooperate and do what we can. So don't take the fact, I mean, George told me though, he said every question is important.
Absolutely.
And I appreciate that, because sometimes a question can be construed, or you might think, well, where's he coming from? But honestly, a lot of my questions, just trying to understand it, because I'm used to taking concepts and principles and ideas and try to put them on paper, so that when a third party reads it, it's going to make some kind of sense down the road. Because you were out here, what, 30, 40 years?
Yep.
That we're out there. So we got to make sure, you're exactly right. We want to make sure we do it right, and that we're all on the same page with what we're trying to accomplish here today. So I appreciate those comments. I really
Well,
do.
that's why I would really appreciate other people's comments on our TIF policy. I mean, I've drafted 99% of that myself from comments I've heard, and working the model into something that we think makes sense. But I don't live here. I do have an office here, but I don't live here. You guys have to figure all this stuff out going down the road, you and your predecessors, or the people that will come for a long, long time after you. And so you just need to make sure the TIF policy is saying what you want it to say. And to me, that's what's going to drive a lot of the decisions going forward. But again, the whole policy, and even says in the policy, is an application program. So if City X wants to use $1 million of county CF TIF, they're going to have to prepare an application that is submitted to the county for review. It's probably, kind of somewhat of a formal process. It's probably going to start over a beer some night, hey, we got this deal going, can we do this? Yeah, come in and talk to us about how we can use our thing. But we're really trying to set up the guidelines that kind of drive some of those decisions. So again, my point is, I need input into the policy, and certainly on the MOU we'll draft.
This is a great start. I do appreciate the comments from City Council, and appreciate it. I think we're off to a wonderful start. Comments you made earlier, Terry, is exactly where the county is coming from as far as not wanting to push anything down anybody's throat. This is an opportunity for the county as a whole, and we want to share what we have. It's not a competitive situation at all, ladies and gentlemen. It's sharing what we have to benefit the taxpayers of this county. So I'm going to end it like that. Any additional comments, we'd be open to them. You can either write them, call us, or whatever, and get that information into us. We'll probably have another session like this when we can come up with a final plan. Thank you all for coming.
Thank you.